Hey everybody, welcome back for some more World of Warships. This time it's one of the better battles I've had in my U.S.S. Mahan. This is one of the more fun destroyers I've had. I'm obviously looking forward to moving past it, but as far as U.S. destroyers go, it's got a pretty respectable torpedo armament and still pretty good guns and a pretty good rate of fire. Once you get the 9.2 kilometer torpedoes, of course it makes a big difference. The initial torpedoes you get with it are a little tough to use because pretty much all your enemies at this tier, at the tiers that you're going to see, are shooting much longer range torpedoes than you have, and your discovery range is a lot closer to your torpedo range. Once you get the longer range torpedoes, you can kind of stealth torpedo a bit, so I'm moving in to try and initially cap B and then kind of just orbit between B and C if I can help it in that little channel there of the islands, which gives me really good cover and really good chances for torpedo ambushes. Especially if I can deploy my smoke. So that was my thinking at the start of this battle, was get her into B, get B captured if possible, and then get in between B and just kind of hide out between B and C as much as I could help it. VII is a bit of a concern, being that it's got pretty good torpedoes and very good gun capability as well. So always a problem when you run into one of those.
Concentrate fire on the designated target.
Get in here and help my friendly Kiev here.
Engine boost activated. Direct smoke generator started.
I don't know why he didn't react faster to those torpedoes, but that was kind of a bad loss to take.
All forces requesting cover fire. Smoke screen set.
So I've got kind of a dual smoke screen here. I'm going to try to roll back around into my smoke screen as much as possible. This Amagi has got me detected and is putting pretty good shots into me. But at least friendlies are able to use my smoke screen a bit, so... Also, he's within my own gun range, so I'm going to do what I can to try and set him on fire at the same time. We are capping. The VII ran away, so... I'm going to just stay in the smoke as much as possible, finish the cap on the area, and then continue my original plan to move over to C. Got a torpedo hit in on what must have been the Amagi who was shooting at me, caused a flood. Nothing really develops from that. Obviously, he probably saw the torpedo coming and hadn't needed to use his repair yet, so he used it pretty quickly. I didn't get a very lot of damage on him at all, unfortunately. Try to get some good hits on this York here. Not too bad. I got a Citadel, but the Citadels from these little guns don't really do a lot. But still, Citadel is a Citadel, especially with a destroyer against a cruiser. And then I got a bunch of overpens too, which was interesting, because I just don't expect my little destroyer guns to do all that much penetration damage. And then when they overpen, it's kind of a head scratcher. Now I assume here that my detection is from the destroyer still in the smoke. That's the theory I'm operating under here. Although I did think that the destroyer up here had been destroyed by a friendly ship earlier, but I wasn't entirely certain. So there's a Colorado up there who's coming in 8 kilometers away, so I'm going to put torpedoes out at him, which are also going to travel through the enemy smoke, and then there is the actual enemy Mahan there. So even though I'm figuring I've got pretty much no chance at these torpedoes hitting... Now here's something in chat where... Yeah, I took a pretty good hit there from the York, but like nobody I don't mind if it's a, you know, hey, I thought we were all going to go here. Nobody actually talked about it, but when somebody calls us pathetic for going between B and C when nobody ever said that we were going to go A, B, I take a little bit of umbrage to that, so... Also taking some pretty good hits here at the same time. Trying to get some hits in on the Colorado, who must either saw my torpedoes coming or just decided to stop out there and give cover to C, so... And then this guy, just... Yes, thank you for correcting your spelling. I wasn't sure what you were saying. Now, I was unable in this battle to rise above the childish chat, and I returned it back like a dumbass, but oh well. So here, the second round of shots I'm getting, trying to pour shots into the Colorado here, but somehow all my shots continue to fly past him even though he's not moving. I'm pretty sure at this point he was disconnected, so while he's within range of my torpedoes, and then I think he reconnects, or maybe he was just sitting there idle and then decided he was taking too much fire and started moving again, but... And there's what I was talking about in the chat, about not resisting the urge to be just as immature in the chat back, but again... Not that calling someone names back after being called names makes it any better, but... He did start it. He started it. And while I'm typing, I run into an island here, unfortunately. In the meantime, my torpedoes ran in front of the Colorado, who started backing up, unfortunately, so... Or ran behind him, rather, because he started jumping forward. We did finish him off pretty quickly thereafter, however. And my fire from earlier did actually finish him off. That wasn't a snipe kill right there at the end. I started him on fire with quite a few of my salvos ago, and... The fire is what killed him, so... Now, I've been in contact, like, the entire battle. So, I'm not really too sad about there was a shitstorm of fighting going on at A, because there was fighting going on at B and C the entire time as well, so... Everybody thinks that their part of the battle is the most important, and I get that, but every now and then... There's battle going on spread out all over the map. I just kind of stopped talking to him here because it wasn't really productive to keep talking. Also, there was still fighting to go. Like, for instance, this Mahan that I'm chasing here. I'd really like to deal with him, get him out of the battle so our guys don't have to worry about one less destroyer, as they still have 3 left on their team. Somehow I got bounces off his armor there. I didn't get the kill on him, but he's knocked out. That's all that matters. And he left us a nice little smoke screen that we could use, too. So, very handy. So we've encountered yet another destroyer here to deal with. I've at least got an Atlanta here with me, alongside me to help, so that's very nice. Not having to go in and... Taking on a destroyer one-on-one isn't a problem necessarily, but it's a risky proposition sometimes, and it's very nice when you've got a cruiser with you, particularly one with the rate of fire and the number of broadside guns that the Atlanta can bring to bear. Or even just the number of forward or aft guns that he can pump out. Pretty darn good. So, always nice to have some help. Particularly when your guns keep bouncing off destroyer armor. Now that Kiev had run aground and started backing out, and I fired where he should have been, but somehow didn't get any hits. I'm not sure if the aim assist or aim predictor moved the gunshots on me, or if he was able to actually somehow avoid what I was shooting, or if it was just the RNG factor, but anyway. Didn't really end up mattering, as a moment later he comes into view again.
Torpedoes dead ahead.
And a Tirpitz has got him in sight from our spotting and absolutely erases him from the battle. Now, here's a concern of mine. A Scharnhorst, an Iowa, and an Amagi that I'm about to run into. This is dangerous. I'm going to make my torpedo streams tight here so that I've got a best possible chance of causing concentrated damage rather than best possible chance of actually hitting someone with a torpedo, and just punch them all off and hope that I get a hit. Because the amount of HP that any one of those 3 battleships has, even the Scharnhorst with what he's got down to halfway, is a significant, daunting target for me to go up against. And if they detect me, so much the worse. So I oversailed past my smokescreen I had here. I'm trying to turn around and get back to it and just punch as many rounds in at the Amagi as I can, who I set on fire. And if you see my torpedoes there in the middle of the screen, I get 2 good hits on the Iowa and cause flooding, which is beautiful because he has to use his repair to stop them. Now, besides the damage that I caused, which was pretty good, he burned up his repair. The Scharnhorst's health is down pretty far. I got a fire going on the Amagi, and I got a torpedo hits and floods on the Iowa. So I tell the team, especially the Atlanta, who's right over there next to me, that he's flooding, and a fire will be a great way to get him going, and that's just exactly what Atlanta solid 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 there does. Plus now we've got our Iowa coming in, who's got almost all of his health left. Now I'm not getting any flood damage anymore. So the Atlanta now is in pretty good position to pour some fire HE onto the Iowa there, the enemy Iowa there. And that's exactly what he does. Which leaves our Iowa free to engage the Amagi. So we're in pretty good position here. There's only the 2 enemy battleships left against 2 battleships and 2 cruisers here. So we're doing pretty good. We basically got a cruiser and a battleship together in pairs against their 2 individual battleships that are mostly working together. Now I can see here the Atlanta's got all kinds of fires going on the Iowa, who is bleeding HP pretty quickly, which is exactly what I wanted to see. Very happy that I was able to get the floods in, and then the team was also able to take advantage of it after I was sunk, so that's great. The Atlanta's in great position here to just continue to pour HE into this Iowa as he's running away. It's definitely one thing the Atlanta has in strength. And our Iowa actually finishes him, but the Atlanta really did quite a lot of the damage there. Now if you watch the tickets, the ticket count is going up pretty quickly here. So I'm done getting score here, but it was pretty good. That little hiccup there was when I decided to DVR and then start a manual recording, so it was almost seamless, but not quite. So I'm trying to just find our Iowa here, who's chasing down the Amagi, because I really wanted to see the Iowa cut loose and just citadel the Amagi to death. But, unfortunately, the tickets are going to bleed out just before. Too bad. He gets a fire off. Well, he gets set on fire, but then he gets his shots off right as the tickets expire and doesn't actually... You don't get to see the damage, unfortunately. Coming up right here. Basically, as the shells were going to impact on the Amagi. I was so disappointed, but still happy that we won, especially with the score results that I got here. Not too bad for my little Mahan in a Tier 9 battle. I thought it was pretty decent results for a Tier 7 destroyer in a Tier 9 battle. The 3 torpedo hits in particular, which Pushed me up to 3rd place. Outscored everybody on the other team, so not bad there. Did some pretty good damage to both the Colorado and the Iowa, and not bad for the Amagi either. Pretty good score with my multiplier there, with the flags and the bonus. And that's it. I hope you guys like this one. I look forward to bringing you more World of Warships as soon as I can. Check out the social media description links, and don't forget to like and subscribe. See you next time.